Good evening. My name is Molly McQueen and I'm profoundly deaf with 2 cochlear implants. I was diagnosed at 8 months old and attended Tarlee for 6.5 years. I went to a mainstream state school with an oral facility. There were teachers of the deaf who helped us in the classroom, as well as having individual time to learn sounds and improve language skills. I then went to a mainstream secondary school and I was the first deaf student they ever had. Last year, I finished a degree in psychology and forensic science at Swinburne University with a high distinction average. Throughout my degree, I was a research assistant in the forensic lab and had 2 paid summer internship positions. Currently, I'm studying honours in psychology. At primary school, I had access to teachers of the deaf who made sure I kept filling in my speech and language gaps while learning the same stuff as all the other kids. My parents have always ensured that I have the latest equipment, but at times this is not covered by funding, but my family have always paid for things I needed regardless. By the time I left primary school, I had age-appropriate language. At high school, I faced different challenges. My parents and I worked with teachers so they knew what I needed in the classroom, such as making sure they faced towards me when speaking and wearing the radio frequency system that cuts out background noise and amplifies the teacher's voice. Even though Avila never had a deaf student before, they had the approach of, what can we do for Molly? Not what Molly has to fit in what we have got. They used funds to purchase equipment and access to a visiting teacher of the deaf once a week to help with any homework and school and social matters. In senior years, trying to listen and write notes at the same time meant I missed information. I have to work harder than my peers to hear and listen to subject content. This is especially the case when the teacher talks a lot or there's group discussions. Avila hired a note taker for my Year 12 English classes. At first I was reluctant as I always maintained I did not want to be seen as different, and asking for extra support was a challenge for me. At university, I have a note taker for all my classes. The lectures wears the RF, and I have extra time for my exams. Us all deaf students may have excellent speech and language, but at times our hearing loss presents challenges that others are not always aware of. We have the ability to achieve our dreams, but we need extra support to push us over the line. That is why it's very important that we have additional support in schools and universities. Additional supports like extra exam times means that the circumstances are more equal, given the significant extra work we have to do to learn in a verbal world. Being profoundly deaf means I have to concentrate very hard, and it can be mentally and physically draining for me. And by the end of each semester, I'm exhausted. I often spend the first few days of the holidays resting and being in a quiet environment. I wouldn't be standing here today speaking to all of you if it wasn't for the hard work and support of my family and teachers, as well as access to equipment and funding that has meant that I can achieve my potential and access education, work and life opportunities that are available to everyone in Australia. Thank you for listening.